quite on yet, but that's okay. That is okay. How's everyone doing today on this happy Friday? It's a Friday, right? So it's been a little bit of a whoopsie day, but that's okay. Every once in a while, it's good to have a whoopsie day, right? One of my subscribers, and I keep saying we're all family, right? And he is embarking, he's a young man, and he's embarking on a new career, and he is leaving tomorrow. So he had an interest in one of my bags, but he has no transportation. And he lives 2 hours away. So I got my little truck, and we delivered the bag to him. And so I hope it works out for him. And it gave me an opportunity, because I had to go to the city, which is much, much bigger than the town where I live. So it gave me the opportunity to do some shopping. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So let's see who is here. Jeff from Down Under. Oh, and by the way, Peter gave me his cold. Thank you very much, Peter. Some things are better kept to yourself. Just saying. So Crisp should, all the snorting and hacking, it should cancel it out. So we'll see. Hey, and a big good day, Sly from Down Under, Brisbane. I can join in today. All right. Glad it's back again at this stage on a Friday night or Saturday my time in Australia. Makes it easy most weekends. That's awesome. I'm glad too, Jeff. Friday night just felt like that's where I was supposed to be, but because of babysitting duties, I kind of had to switch some things around, and now that has been switched around yet again. So voila, I'm back on Fridays. Randy says Roy is multitasking tonight. He is the everywhere man. Hi, folks. Well, if anyone can do that, it's Roy. Yeah. And Randy says Woody Mallory is guilty also. So is Mr. Camera Junkie. Hi, Lewis. So, are you trying to tell me there's multiple live streams going on at once? Because that's cool. Maybe I need to multitask. Randy says to Roy, I will be doing 2 videos on comparing the Leica M8 35mm versus the SL2S 35mm. Then the Leica Q3 60 megapixel versus Sony ZV-E1 12 megapixel to see if it makes a difference. I think you will see a difference, but it's one of those things, if you're not comparing them exactly side by side, without this one, is this good enough? And without this one, is this good enough? But when you compare them side to side, yes, I think you will see a small difference, but I don't think on their own either is bad. Let me put it that way. Randy's giving thumbs up in every different color. Randy says, when I go get gas or something from the store, I put my phone on airplane mode and then forget to undo it. So if anybody has been trying to contact me, I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't know if Peter's even in here yet. So I probably should wait on him to explain what a QT is. It's a convenience store. That's where dinner came from tonight. Because even though it only takes about 2.5 hours to get to the city and 2.5 to get back, that's 5 hours, right? And so I barely made it back in time, but we did. And thankfully I think everything is set up. If you notice, the sign has no light on it because I had to borrow the batteries. Yeah, didn't have time to put them back, but that's okay. Roy's telling Randy, you're just as guilty or you wouldn't have gave notice. right? Good day, Sly. Good day, Roy. How are you? You look chipper. I haven't seen you probably in a couple of weeks on a live stream, but that's because I haven't been lurking. But you looked good. Roy says more like the Anywhere Man. He's there. He's there. He's there. Where's Roy going to pop up next? Instead of where's Waldo, where's Roy? And Luis is saying, hi, everyone. Hello, sir. Mr. Camera Junkie. How are you? I watched, I believe it was last Saturday. You were so over my head. I just sat there and went, yeah, not even a tidbit of, yeah. But you did a good job. It just, all the information was like, yeah. Thank goodness you have some smarter people in your live stream than this girl, because I was completely lost. And Scott says, thank goodness it's Friday. Yeah, and I heard about all that fruit. That sounded really yummy. And Jim says, hi, Sly. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Jim. Hope your week went well. Thank you, Lewis. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, right? Smash that thing. Well, don't smash it, because then you'd smash your, whatever you're watching on. So, yeah. But if you're watching on a big computer, like I do, you can really smash the mouse, and it's a little gratifying. Yeah. And then watching it turn to white, that's always a good thing, too. Yeah. Randy says, internet is awesome if you can catch a cold while streaming from a different place. Yes. Yes. Apparently, I got too close to him last Friday night, and I caught his cold. So, he's the only person that I know of that I've been around that's been sick, so it has to be Peter. Yep, internet is a very special place. Randy says they will be together side by side. Yep. Box of tissues in between us. Yep. And I have my my tea. Now, Peter may like his watered down. Mine is rather strong because I didn't make it. And it is sweet tea because I'm a good old Southern girl. So we like our sweet tea. Coats the throat, don't you know? And there's Mookie. Hello, friends and neighbors. Hello, Mookie. I'm glad you could join us. We're back on Friday nights. Randy says, Quick Trip, one of my favorite stops. Also Buc-ee's. So they don't have a Buc-ee's in Oklahoma yet. That is my grandson's absolute favorite place to go. So they just built a new one in Springfield. He's been to the one he's been to one of the ones in Texas, and that's where he fell in love with Buc-ee's. And he has many Buc-ee shirts, and I think he has a Buc-ee chair. Yeah, he likes Buc-ee's. But we may take a trip to Springfield just to go to Buc-ee's. He loves to stay in a hotel. So we may go drive to Springfield, which is like 3 hours away. Go to Buc-ee's, get a hotel, swim a little bit, and then drive back the next day. Roy says, I love mobile phones, like visiting the dentist or getting a needle in the eye. Well, now, I'm kind of partial to my phone. Only because it's little. Little. Fits my hand really well. But you can't really, because apparently the older I get, the more farsighted I'm getting. To where I can see long distances now, but I can't read anything close up, and that includes the phone. So gotta put a pair of reading glasses on, and yeah. So, but I love my big monitors on my computer because I don't have to have reading glasses. I can see everything on them, so they're wonderful. Louis says thanks to me, and he's editing photos right now. That's cool. Are you still editing wedding photos? Roy says, sounds tasty. I may have to move to America if I can learn the language. Oh, it's okay, Roy. Nobody here talks right. Nobody. Yeah. If you go from just even 100 miles, people will talk different. So don't go down to Louisiana. You won't understand a word they say. Floridians do a pretty good job. And I think the West Coast does a pretty good job. But boy, you get down around the South, and Louisiana has a lot of French, and it's Southern French. You won't understand a word they say. Yeah, I'm from here, and I don't understand a whole lot. So I went to Oklahoma City because, well, I went because can't even think of his name now. Tyler needed a bag. Okay, so that was like the main reason for going. But I've had my eye on this bag. It's not a backpack. Okay, everybody can just kind of breathe, take a breath. It's not a backpack. But ever since I flew to Las Vegas and back and did that so horribly and really did not take the right bags at all, I've been wanting to rectify that. And so I have been researching carry-on bags. Okay. And if y'all remember, my daughter got me that really nice duffel bag that does not have wheels. So maybe 40 years ago, it would have been great. I need wheels. Now, momentarily, I can lift quite a bit, put it up in the overhead bin. Okay? But to carry that through an entire airport twice, it got a little heavy. Okay? So I've been doing this research, and there's a lot of really good rolling. I wanted a duffel bag because I use packing cubes. That I did right. I love packing cubes, and that I did right. So I knew I wanted a duffel, but I had to have wheels, and it had to be pretty good quality, right? Like I didn't want. There have been horror stories of people, and they break a wheel like halfway through the airport, and then what are you gonna do? You can't roll it on one wheel, right? So I found one that I've wanted, but it was expensive, and I'm kind of cheap. And so I heard that this place in Oklahoma City, which they're internet, they're worldwide. I don't know, maybe not worldwide. I'm not real sure, but they're internetable, so you can order it online. So they are having a 25% off sale. So guess who got a new bag? This girl. And I got to pick it up because I was over in the city. So this, yes, is absolutely compliant with all carry-on. Now I say all, so you know there's going to be a fly in the ointment somewhere. But I fly Allegiant usually when I fly, and they have one of the more stricter, smaller guidelines for carry-on, and this fits theirs. So 22, I'm allowed 22 by 10 by 16, and I believe this is 22 by 9 by 14. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room there, but it'll hold everything I need for a week. And if little man goes with me somewhere, I've got plenty of room to stash his little stuff in around the corners. So, and it's got the wheels. Woohoo! So that made me very happy. So now I can fly in style. I won't look like a noob every time I tell you, that was like a Laurel and Hardy comedy, watching me trying to get all those bags through an airport terminal. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Lewis says product photos. Oh, okay. That's cool. I should probably try to get into some of that product photos. I don't have time. Randy says to Lewis, have you seen about Final Cut Pro working on the iOS phone or tablet yet? Oh, that would be, I would say that would be handy, but I can't see it on my 13-inch MacBook. So, yeah. Reading glasses, again. Peter says, Friday nights feel right again, right? As he's sitting there eating his watermelon and grapes. And Jim says, indeed, Friday is back to normal. It does. It just feels right, doesn't it? Thursday was just always a little off. It just wasn't my niche. My niche is Friday after Peter. That's where I'm supposed to be. But Peter, could you keep your cold next time? You really didn't need to share that. Scott says, when you world travel, just use a brown paper bag. Well, Scott, I felt like I wasn't world traveling. I didn't leave the United States, but it really felt like a comedy show. Trying to get, especially on the trip back. The trip out was not so bad. The trip back, where I'm sitting on the front row, was a nightmare. That it was just, don't ever get a front row seat unless you're not traveling with anything. And then don't get the window seat. Okay? Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you. Now, I'm short. We all know this. Okay? I'm shorter than the average bear. The window seat, you're sitting here. Here's your little head, right? Well, the plane curves right there. So you're okay when you're sitting down, if you're not claustrophobic. But when you try to stand up, there's no room to stand up. Now, the aisle seat of the first row, the thing's plumb gone up and over. So you got tons of room up there. You can stand up all you want to all day. Tons of room. You got lots of leg room. It's wonderful. And when you're coming back from somewhere, you're seeing the same stuff you saw on the way out. So, yeah. So, I do not recommend the very first row, for starters. You have no place to put anything under the seat in front of you because there is no seat in front of you. It's the cockpit. Just saying. Get at least the second row back. Then you've got a seat in front of you. You can put your little backpack and everything would have been swimmingly nice. But I've learned my lesson. Lewis says to Randy, I've seen only the thumbnails at this point. Videos on cue. And Randy's saying, yep, it is interesting. Yes, it is. And there's our daily man. Carlos, hey Sly, hey everyone. Finally leaving the office. It's Friday. Yes, it's actually, today is actually my Saturday. So, because I go back to work on Sunday night. So Saturday is my Sunday and Friday is my Saturday. Yeah, it's confusing, I know. Jeff says, we have one very similar to that bag, and it is godsend having the wheels. Yes. Yes, I just... You know, I hate to say I'm getting old. I'm getting old, right? And so having the wheels, and this... Not that I'll ever use it because I'll always have a backpack with me. But this one has backpack straps. So I guess technically you could say it's a backpack. But they stow away and they zipper up and you don't ever know they're there. Unless you get in an emergency type situation where you just can't roll it. Well, you can also... I think it has a handle. Pretty sure it does. Well, maybe it doesn't. Oh my golly, it did. So yeah, you're stuck. You either have to wear it like a backpack or roll it. So, and that's okay. I think my backpack maybe has a handle. Is that maybe what I'm thinking of? Nope, it doesn't either. So if the wheel breaks, I'm screwed. That's okay. Mia, hi. Hi, Mia, how are you? So, because we're all family here, we know where everybody is from and what have you. And so, Mia, where are you from? Inquiring minds want to know. So, because I got to go into the store, they also had their duffels on sale. Not that I need another duffel bag, but why not? Right? I haven't even opened it, so I don't even know what it looks like. Because I asked the salesman if they had any that were like open and fluffed out, and he's like, "Yeah, no, it's a duffel bag." Okay. So I have no idea what it looks like. It is a Road Tripper 40-liter duffel, which this bag on wheels is a 40-liter. So I'm assuming it's about the same size, just without the wheels. But I'm thinking this would be good, like, to throw in my truck for the little short jaunts that we take. We're going to stay in a hotel in Tulsa that has a swimming pool because my daughter got a free night's comp. And so I'm going to drive for like 30 minutes so he thinks we're not in Tulsa. And then we'll go swimming and stay in the, spend the night. And then the next morning we'll get up and we'll go to, it's an arcade, like a huge, huge arcade that he's never been to. And so that's going to be our next trip. When they're 4, you can sometimes still fool them a little bit. So we'll see if this works. But I'm just going to kind of drive until we get like away from the city and then turn around and drive back. And maybe he won't notice. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Are you going to be reviewing any of the new releases of Bellroy sling bags? Not the slings, but I do have a Melbourne. It's Australia. Melbourne. I bet it's Melbourne. The little compact job. So I will be doing a review on this number, and I wasn't sure I was gonna like this. I was blown away by how much I like it. So yeah, that will be coming up. The issue I had with the sling bags, and this is just a personal weird Sly thing, I don't like the shiny zippers. I love the material. Most of them have pretty good organization inside of them. I just don't like the shiny zippers that Bellroy uses. So I love the Bellroy bags, don't get me wrong. And I actually have had 2. They both had shiny zippers. So other people now have those. But so yeah, to answer your question, probably not another Bellroy sling. Unless there's one in particular that you like, I can always take a look at it. But and don't ask me how, but somehow I always seem to catch sales. So, which is good, because that Osprey was 25% off. That's huge. I've seen it on sale one time, and it was for $25 off, not $50. So, yeah, that was a big one. Mia says, I thought I was going to hate that as well, but it ended up not bothering me. It would look better matte. Yes, I don't know why they go the shiny, because it kind of reminds me of patent leather shoes. And anybody who has any age on them remembers the little girls' patent leather shoes, and they used to tease that boys could look up, if they were polished good enough, boys could look up the girl's dress because it was like a mirror on your foot. And those zippers remind me of patent leather. And I know they're waterproof and yada yada. but the matte would be so much nicer. And I think some of the bags now do have the matte zippers, but I actually looked at one just the other day and it was still the shiny zipper, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's a deal breaker for me. I just don't like the shiny zippers. But the Belroy bags are phenomenal. I mean, they really are a good bag. I just can't get over the aesthetic of having patent leather zippers. But yeah, so there's that. But thank you for asking about it, because if they would make a sling that had like the flap, that's why I love that bag. It has a flap, and I think the only zipper it has, before I talk out of turn again, I think it's got one back here, and it's matte finish, right? And then it's got one in here, but it's this one is not the AquaGuard, but it's matte too. So, but I love this bag. Now this is the compact version. They do make a bigger 18 liter, but this is all I need, and it fits my size without looking like it's ridiculously big. So there's that. Peter says, dang, I missed out on a huge opportunity. No one told me about those shoes. Really? Oh, because you had all brothers. Yeah, see? If there'd been a little girl in your house, you would have known. The little white anklets with the little lace around them and the patent leather shoes. Yeah, yeah. What is Osprey offering? So REI is offering 25% off all Osprey. I think it's off Osprey the Daylight series. I don't think it's the whole Osprey line, but I think all the Osprey Daylights are 25% off, which is huge, because that bag is, now everywhere you look it's $200 until this morning. Amazon dropped their price to the same price as REI. Go figure, right? So, yes, you can, and I think I left a link down below for the Amazon, but and that's in the black colorway. So it also comes in a green and tan colorway, but I don't really have anything green and tan except for one sling bag. So I just went with the black, and I get tired of black, but it never goes out of style, right? Black is just always black. So I figure between my backpack being black and my thing being black, I'll be styling. Yeah. And if I can do it without looking like a complete idiot trying to get everything on the plane, that would be good. I mean, it was bad, folks. It was bad. Let's just leave it at that. It was, somebody should have been recording me. That's all I can say. So, hopefully, this will be, I actually looked at the Fairview, which is a 55, and it's like 2 bags in one. Well, the big bag is probably the same size as this one, but there's no wheels. So you're back to carrying it again. And then it's got a little backpack that fits up inside the big backpack. Why would you want to wear 2 backpacks? Because then it literally sticks out and you look like a turtle with a shell. Just saying. So I'm hoping that this streamlines things down to where I don't look like a turtle. Yeah, that'd be good. Looking like a Ninja Turtle is not really a good look for me. Unless you got the sword things coming out, then it might be kind of cool looking. But yeah, having a backpack that is like this wide just doesn't look good on me. So, and talk about your balance. You're coming down that little gangplank thing, to get onto the plane, and the thing is moving anyway. I just foresee problems if I had a backpack that stuck out really far back that way. Plus, if you once you get on the plane and you have to turn, then you're going to take out everybody standing next to you. I can see that one happening. Yes. Are you planning on lots of flying? Yes, I am. I am taking little man to Universal Studios as soon as he is, probably not this summer, but next, because he has to be old enough to ride the roller coaster. Not old enough, but he has to be big enough. Apparently, they don't care if you're 3 years old as long as you're, I think it's 40 pounds and 42 inches, which technically he's there. And I really need to go back and look at the size and weight thing again. But the problem I have right now that I completely forgot about, car seat. I can get him to the airport, park my truck, take him inside, get on a plane with him. When we land and rent a car, I won't have the car seat. Now, I have enough trouble with luggage. Can you see me carrying a car seat through the airport? Because I know the airlines will allow for you to bring strollers and car seats and stuff like that on, but I don't think I can do that by myself. So then once we get to our destination, I had this whole trip planned and it was going to be great. We were going to fly down to Dallas for his first airplane ride, because it's literally up and down. It's a 45-minute flight. Go rent a car, go to Dinosaur World, come back, ride the train from Fort Worth back to Oklahoma City. Now this sounds like a really good plan, right? And then have one of my kids pick me up in Oklahoma City and drive back. Good plan, except no car seat when I land in Dallas. So he's got to get a little bit bigger to where he doesn't either he doesn't need a car seat, or he can just get by with just one of those little booster seats that just raises you up a little bit. Is the Sly sign on? I can't see it very well if it is. Send glasses. So I had to borrow the batteries. So I've kind of already told everybody the Sly sign is not on because I had to borrow the batteries out of it for the bug spray. I found a bug in my house and I had no batteries because I've gone to the rechargeable ones, right? And so I'm frantically looking for AA batteries. And then I remember there's batteries in the sign. So now the batteries are the wand of the bug sprayer thing. Because I don't do bugs. It's just one of my old pet peeve things. Jim says, I look like a turtle with my Travel Pro backpack. If I get on a crowded elevator and turn around, I take 1 or 2 people out every time. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you just turn around and there they go. And then when you turn back, you get the next ones. You know. So I'd like to keep it kind of as streamlined as I can. But we'll see. We'll see how it actually goes. And Rainey says, just get a truck and he can ride the bed. Free air conditioning, maybe some protein from bugs. He'll love it. Oh, yeah, he would. He loves riding in the back of my truck now. And get this. Strange child. My bed has a tonneau cover on it. So it's not like the wind is blowing in his hair or he could hang over the side like, a shaggy dog. He wants to get up inside and have me close the tailgate. Which, the way my thing is set up, the lights are only on when the gate's open. When you close, it's like the refrigerator. When you close the door, the lights go off. But he keeps... I haven't let him do it yet. But he keeps asking and asking and asking, and I'm like, no. It's hot. It's summertime. It's got to be 100 degrees. Well, it's 100 degrees outside, so it's got to be, 400 degrees in that black box that's been heated by the sun all day. No. Jim says most rental car companies will also rent you a car seat. I'm sure it's expensive, but there is that. Jim, I have not seen one place. Now, I go through Kayak, and there's another one that's got a little kangaroo, or is that Kayak? But I haven't seen anywhere where you had the option of adding a car seat, because that would solve a multitude of problems. And I hadn't even thought about it, to be honest, because it had not been offered. So when you go in, ask you what days you want it for, yada, yada, yada. And then ask you about insurance, if you want insurance. But unless I've just missed it, which is very, very possible. Because, I mean, he's old enough now that he probably could be in a booster, but the car seat that I got him is one of those convertible jobs that kind of supposed to grow with them. So when they're ready to be in just the booster, you just take the back off, and it's still got like the arms and, the part he sits on, and then you just use the truck seatbelt. So yeah, I'm really, really kind of looking forward to that day. Except when he's that big, I won't be able to carry him anymore. So there's that. Yeah, I'll kind of probably miss that a little bit, because he does like it when Granny carries him. And when his Uncle G carries him, he just puts him up on his shoulders. Like, he doesn't even try to carry him on his hip. He just puts him up on his shoulders, and there he goes. So, Lewis says some rental vehicles have built-in car seats. Oh. So, like, would that be like a van, maybe? Or I haven't seen those either. So, did you take your car when you went up north, or did you rent a car? Because you would know all about this. But yes, that's what is stopping us this summer from introducing him to the world of flight. I think he will hugely enjoy the takeoff and landing, but I'm afraid of the time in between. And I think from here to Florida, or from here to like Las Vegas, it's like a 3 or 4 hour flight. So I don't think he has the attention span to stay entertained that long. But from here to Dallas is just up and right back down. So minivans, yes. Well, I'm not too proud to drive a minivan. I mean, I could do that. I could pull that off, From the minivans, well, I don't think I ever looked to see how much they were, because I was looking at a car or an SUV, and they did not have car seats, and they did not offer car seats, so that I saw. Now, it may be on there, and I just completely missed it. I'll have to go look, Jim, because yeah, I'm going to feel kind of stupid if it's on there and I just completely missed it. Lewis says, I rented a car, but I didn't take a plane. I drove from my home back to my home. Okay. Well, we were going to rent a car because you land in Dallas, and then the train leaves out of Fort Worth. So somehow, I think I'd have to pay a little bit extra to drop it off in Fort Worth instead of Dallas, but we would have to get back. Like, the Dinosaur World is like an hour away from Fort Worth, and so we could go there and then spend the night, and then when we came back the next morning, pick up the train and take it back to Oklahoma. So that way he would get to ride in a plane and a car and an automobile. So I just thought that would be a fun trip for him. But first we're going to do the where I drive around and make him think we're going to another state and spend the night in a hotel and swim, and then go to the arcade the next day. And then, lo and behold, when we're done at the arcade, it's just not very far at all back home. Randy says, flying is convenient, but I'd rather drive also. Yeah, me too. I see more things that may interest me to stop and visit, right? So, kind of the rule of thumb, I mean, I drove out to Florida a couple years ago. That was really too far to drive. So I think if it's more than a 2-day drive, I would opt to fly. And I mean, he wants to go to Universal Studios, so that would definitely be a fly. Plus, Allegiant flies nonstop from Tulsa. So, but it is a longer flight. So I need to kind of not only wait for him to get a little bit bigger, but his attention span get a little bit longer. So yes, but yes, we are going to start flying more. You know, I remember the vacations that I took with my grandmother, and we flew everywhere. That woman didn't drive anywhere. She flew everywhere. We flew to Houston, and we flew to Florida. And now my mother, when she would take us, she would get with her best friend and all her kids and all my mom's kids, and we all rode in a very large station wagon. And because I was one of the littler kids, I got sat in the very, 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 very back, and the seats, they would fold down to make like a platform, or you could fold them up and they faced each other, which is fantastic for fights, because now you're driving for hours and hours on end and you're staring at the person sitting in the seat across from you. Every single time a fight broke out. Every single time. Yeah, somebody's feet were touching somebody, or somebody's elbow touched somebody, or it didn't take much of a reason. Let's put it that way. The little bit bigger kids got to sit in the back seat, which was like a bench seat, and then the adults sat in the front seat. And I think they put a kid up there because it was like a long bench seat. But I think they put a kid up there too. So there was 7 children. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe they didn't put a kid up there because it seemed like the seats that folded up, they were full of kids. So there must have been 4 there and then 3 in the back seat. But the littlest kids got put way back there, and I was one of them. So yeah, they don't make cars like that anymore, and there's a reason. And nobody wore seatbelts then. Yeah, it wasn't heard of back then. So traveling was so much easier with children because you just put them on a plane, and then you got off and rented a car and off you went. Now you have to have all these safety things. So I thought that his seat would be free, but it's 2 and under. So we've already missed that. And he would have remembered it anyway. So we have to wait till he's just a little bit bigger. But for the night we go to the hotel with the pool, I probably will just take something like this, because I mean, we just need one change of clothes. And I haven't even opened this. So let's do that. Let's just open this. This was on sale at REI. I think it was $35. Comes in a nice, cute little pouch. I didn't even know what it looked like. I assumed it was blue. Well, it's kind of blue. Okay. And I guess it folds up and I can put it back in that little pouch. Which would be more handy on a road trip, because if you're flying, you can't really add an extra bag. I guess you could. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, that's a good size duffel. That's about the right size for me. Might be a little bit big. I don't know. They go by liters now, which they used to go by inches. So what used to be like a 16-inch duffel or an 18 or a 22-inch duffel is now like a 40-liter duffel or something. So that kind of give you an idea of the end of it there, of how big it is, and it's yay long. I didn't really realize it was going to have all the little circles on it, but it has them on here, so I should have guessed, huh? I don't really care. It's not a fashion statement. It's a duffel bag. So yeah, and then on this side it says REI Co-op. So I guess you're doing a little bit of advertising for them. But for 35 bucks, it is well made. It's a nice material. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's heavy because it's not like it didn't weigh anything, but it's a heavier weight. As far as, it's not like the ripstop nylon or something else. And I don't think it has a coating on it. It feels like maybe it's water resistant, but not waterproof. So I think if you like soaked it, it would get wet. But if rain or whatever got on it, I think it would be water resistant. So that's kind of nice. The floors, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but you know what? I have another camera, so I bet you can. Okay. The floor is a black, but then the sidewalls are this white color. So for 35 bucks, I'm happy with it. That's not a bad duffel. It's, I think they were clearing these out because the new ones have more of the D shape opening, whereas this one just has the straight across opening, and that's fine. I don't plan on putting enough in it to make it a big deal. I don't think it has, it's got some little loopies so you can attach it to, see if there's one on the other side. I don't think there is. Alright, it has a loopy. I think you're supposed to be able to attach it to something else in the REI system. But for what I was wanting for, just a quick overnight bag, this will be just fine. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I just am going to be gone for one night, I don't want to take a full-fledged suitcase or a roller bag, or I just want to take something light, quick. It does have a pocket on the outside. Okay. So yeah, that's cool. I like it. It'll work. I'm not that fussy about certain things. I am fussy about other things, but not duffel bags. Like the women that I watch, they all have the blue version of the roller bag, but they haven't made the blue version in a couple of years, so I just was a couple years too late. And black goes with everything, so it's all good. I don't think I would have gotten the green and tan though, because I don't have anything else green and tan. So, and then look how easy that was to put back in there. I'm sold. I like things that are easy. Liz says, I can't tell you how many times I rode in the trunk space of my dad's hatchback Toyota 4Runner. Right? Yeah, and you just scramble up in there and you don't think anything about it. There's no seatbelts back there. Nobody got killed. We're all still here. I'm sure some people got killed. That's why they made it a law, but most of us are still here. You know, I think some kind of a cold back in 2019 probably killed more people than riding in the back of station wagons or 4Runners. Jim says, I like the pattern on that duffel bag. Yeah, I didn't even really know it had a pattern. I thought it was going to be... Yeah, obviously I don't research this stuff very much. I thought it was just going to be like a blue. But honestly, with the pattern, it will hide a lot of like dirt and stuff. You know, it doesn't seem like I can walk from the house to the car without picking up some kind of dirt somewhere. My ex-husband used to tease me about that a lot. we tried to go somewhere fancy, and by the time I got there, I'd either broke a heel or something, ripped my pantyhose just walking from the house to the car. So you can't. He used to joke that you can't take me anywhere nice because apparently stuff just finds me in like a magnet, right? So, but yeah, that'll hide the any wear and dirt, that kind of thing on it. So for $35, that's not a bad duffel bag. I went obviously to get the rolling duffel bag, but the fellow that I took the backpack to needed a duffel bag, and he has a size constraint because he's having to ride a bus from Oklahoma City to Dallas. And the bus company has a size constraint. And when he gets there, whatever he takes has to fit on his bunk in the truck. So, and he's on a very tight budget. So I checked out the larger, the 60 liter, and I think they were $6 or $7 more than the 40 liter. But I honestly, I probably couldn't carry a 60 liter. And if I had that much stuff to take, I would take the rolling bag. So the 40 liter is just perfect. In fact, it may even be a bit on the big side. I think something more, and I have a smaller one that's really small. And it may be a little too small if I'm taking like swim gear and stuff. Because some of the towels and stuff get yucky and heavy, and even if you let them dry overnight, I don't know, they're not like a fresh towel. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that is my my bags for the week. I did get some more compression cubes from Temu. I don't have them in here because, like I said, I literally just got home, got a live thing set up to go, and then set it back and watched Peter. So I'll kind of give you a hint. The Temu ones were as good as the ones off Amazon. Now, not the Thule, but the Suited Nomad and the Tripped. Yeah, there was, I mean, very, very, very close. Like the zippers and everything. So, and I think they were only $15 for the whole set. Now, you have to wait 10 days to get them, but that's okay. So, you realize that my children will be getting packing cubes soon. Yeah. That's, when I get too many of something, I give it to my children. Yeah, it's great. I should have had 4 or 6. Yeah, because I only have 2. And the 2 get very tired of me gifting them things that they didn't ask for, nor do they want most of the time. But, that's just what I do. In fact, I've got 3 pair of shorts and a shirt to take to my daughter. I got them, I bought them, didn't like them. I don't try things on. So I buy them, they don't fit, I give them to my daughter. If they don't fit her, she'll find somebody to give them to. So, yeah, it's a thing. Now, if it's Amazon, I don't seem to have a problem sending stuff back to Amazon. But I haven't done that in quite a while. And so I just give it all to my daughter. It works out great. So, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I'm starting to get the congestion going on again. So, I am so glad to see everybody, and I hope everybody hit that thumbs up button because I always forget. And we will do this again next Friday, and hopefully this cold will have worked itself out of the picture, right? I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your Friday late night with me. I feel like, what was it? David Letterman was the late show. So yeah, that's, I'm kind of the late show. So I will see everybody next Friday. Good night, all. I don't have an outro. All right. Good night, guys.